we are the Group 3. I am Pamaras Andrea, together with my group mates, Iliana Mary Rose, Orikia Rayan, Joven Marian, Ordinado Christine, Laksamana Mary Chris, Alarcon Isay. And we are here to present the topic that are given to us. The internal analysis, resources, capabilities, and core competencies.
Everyone, I am Andrea M. Pamaras, the first reporter, and I am going to report the first topic in the Chapter 3, Internal Analysis, Resources, Capabilities, and Core Competencies. The first one is the core competencies. Are the resources and capabilities that compromise the strategic advantages of a business. Meaning to say, ang core competencies ay isang unique capabilities and resources that set a business bukod doon sa mga competitors at mag-create ng competitive advantage. Sa context nga ng strategic management, ang pag-identify at exploiting sa mga core competencies ay nakikita bilang mahalaga para sa isang bagong business, making its mark or an established company na mag-try na magstay sa pakikipagkompetensya. Also, ang mga collective knowledge, mga skills, technologies, at resources na ginagamit ng isang organization to possesses and ginagamit para ma-deliver ang value to its customer. Then, ang core competencies nga, ang mga tao sa company, physical assets, patents, brands, equity, at capital ay maaaring lahat gumawa ng isang contribution sa mga pangunahing competencies ng isang company. So, here are some key aspects related to core competencies in strategic management. The first one is the distinctive capabilities. Ibig sabihin dyan, ang mga core competencies ay dapat mag-provide ng isang competitive advantage sa pamagitan ng pagpapagana ng organization na higitan yung kanilang mga kakompete sa isang marketplace. Itong capabilities na ito ay dapat na distinctive at bigyan ng isang company ng kakaibang position when it comes sa industry. The second one is the value creation. So, yan naman, ang mga core competencies ay kinakailangan mag-contribute ng malaki sa pag-create ng value para sa mga customer from the word value. Then, sila din yung source ng organization's ability na mag-innovate and mag-adapt sa mga pagbabago ng conditions sa market. Then, the third one is the strategic outsourcing. In some cases nga, maaaring piliin ng mga organization na mag-outsource ng mga non-core activities upang mag-focus sa pagpapalakas and leveraging ng kanilang mga core competencies. Ina-allow din dito na mag-allocate ng resources to be more efficiently. Then, the fourth one is the resource-based view. Ang RBV ay isang theoretical framework na nag-e-emphasize sa role ng internal resources and capabilities para ma-achieve and ma-sustain ang competitive advantage. Also, core competencies ayon nga sa RBV, siya is critical sa pag-achieve ng isang sustainable competitive advantage. Then, the fifth one is the competitive advantage. So, ibig sabihin naman dyan, leveraging core competencies ay dapat magresulta in a sustainable competitive advantage that enables organizations na ma-achieve yung superior performance. Like, for example is, sa competitive advantage is kapag ang isang company nakapag-produce ng products or services that meets the customer's need is a way na hindi kayang gawin ng mga competitors. Yan yung tinatawag nating competitive advantage, and yan yung 5 key aspects related sa core competencies ng strategic management. Then sa next slide, naglagay naman ako ng company examples of core competencies and applications, which is my company, core competencies, and applications examples. The first one is the Apple. So, familiar naman tayong lahat dyan. Yung core competencies niya is superior industrial design in integration of hardware and software, superior marketing and retailing experience, then establishing an ecosystem of products and services that reinforce one another in a virtuous fashion. So, yung nakikita natin yung Apple, yung mga Apple application examples niya is creation of innovative and category-defining mobile devices and software services that takes the user's experience to a new level. Ang example niya nga is the iMac, iPad, iTunes, iPhone, iPad, Apple Pay, and Apple Watch. So, familiar naman tayong lahat dyan. Then, the second company is the Coca-Cola. Core competencies niya lang is superior marketing and distribution. So, application examples niya is leveraging one of the world's most recognized brands based on its original secret formula into a diverse lineup of soft drinks. So, dyan pumapasok yung mga, natin yung mga soft drinks, yung Pepsi, Coca-Cola, Sprite, yan yung mga yon. Then, global availability of products. Then, the third one is the Facebook. So, lahat naman tayo familiar dyan, kahit nga bata eh. Then, Ano siya, superior IT capabilities to provide reliable social network services globally and or on a large scale. Superior algorithms to offer target online ads. So, ang application example niya, yung Facebook is connecting siya sa 1.5 billion social media users worldwide. So, nadagdagan na yan. Hindi lang siya 1.5. So, mabata, mamatanda, nagpe-Facebook. Then, nakaaano natin dito sa Facebook is sa ating newsfeed, timeline, and graph search. Then, the fourth one is the Google. So, familiar naman tayo lahat dito dahil ano siya, gamitin. Ang core competencies niya is superior in creating proprietary algorithms based on large amounts of data collected online. So, application example niya is software, products, and services for the internet and mobile computing including some mobile devices which is the Chromebook. Nagagamit natin siya sa online search, Android mobile operating system, yung tinatawag natin Chrome OS, Chrome web browser, then kung saan tayo nag-install ng mga apps, which is the Google Play, then AdWords, AdSense, Google Docs, then especially yung Gmail na kailangan naman natin lahat, especially sa mga students. Then the last one is the Honda. Superior engineering of small but powerful and highly reliable internal combustion engines. So, ang application examples niya is yung mga motorcycles, mga cars, ATVs, sporting boats, snowmobiles, lawn mowers, and the small aircrafts at iba pa. So, ayan lang yung mga example ng company, examples about core competencies and applications na familiar naman tayong lahat. And next, about sa internal analysis is the resources. So, resources, any assets that a firm can draw on when formulating and implementing a strategy. So, ang resources, any resources na ang company can use na mag-develop and makarry out ang isang strategy. Itong resources na ito can be tangible or intangible resources, physical assets, human resources, at intellectual property. Diyan sa resources na yung tangible or intangible, di ko na siya i-discuss kasi madidiscuss naman siya later ng next reporter. Ayun yung tinatawag nating resources. Then, the next one is the capabilities, organizational and managerial skills necessary to orchestrate a diverse set of resources and deploy them strategically. So, ayun yung tinatawag na capabilities. Then, the last one is the activities, distinct and fine-grained business processes that enable firms to add incremental value by transforming inputs into goods and services. So, pag sinasabing yung activities sa internal analysis is yung mga activities sa context nga ng business ay tumutukoy sa mga natatangi at pinong proseso na nagbibigay daan sa mga companies na pahusayin yung value sa pamamagitan ng pagbabago ng mga input sa mga product at services. Ang mga prosesong ito ay mahalagang bahagi ng mga operasyon ng isang kumpanya na nag-aambag sa overall efficiency at paglikha ng incremental value. So, that's all. That's the end of my report. Once again, I'm Andrea Ampamaras, the leader of the Group 3. The next reporter will be Ilyana Mary Rose. Thank you po.
Everyone, I'm Christine Q. Ordinado, and I will be the next reporter to report 4.2, the resource-based view. To gain a deeper understanding of how the interplay between resources and capabilities creates core competencies that drive firm activities leading to competitive advantage, we turn to the resource-based view of the firm. This model systematically aids in identifying core competencies. As the name suggests, this model sees resources as key to superior firm performance. Meron itong dalawang categories, which is the tangible resources and intangible resources. Ang tangible resources, ito yung having physical attributes or visible. Ang example nito ay labor, capital, land, buildings, plant, equipment, and supplies. Ang intangible resources naman, ang meaning nito is having no physical attributes or invisible. Ang example nito ay culture, knowledge, brand equity, reputation, and intellectual property, which is nandito yung patents, designs, copyrights, trademarks, and trade secrets. Two critical assumptions. Two assumptions are critical in the resource-based model. The first critical assumption is the resource heterogeneity. It comes from the insight that bundles of resources, capabilities, and competencies differ across firms. This insight ensures that analysts look more critically at the resource bundles of firms competing in the same industry, because each bundle is unique to some extent. For example, Southwest Airlines and Alaska Airlines. They are both compete in the same strategic group, which is low-cost and point-to-point airlines. Pero magkaiba sila ng resource bundles. So ibig sabihin, magkaiba sila ng human and organ. The second critical assumption is called the resource immobility. It describes the insight that resources tend to be sticky and don't move easily from firm to firm. Because of that stickiness, the resource differences that exist between firms are difficult to replicate and therefore can last for a long time. So for example, yung Southwest Airlines has enjoyed a sustained competitive advantage, allowing it to outperform its competitors for several decades. Hindi siya dahil sa lack of imitation, kasi marami na ang nag-attempt na gayahin yung resource bundles ng airlines pati yung capabilities nila. Posibleng dahil din sa hindi freely available ang resources nila to other competitors, kaya nahihirapan sila na ma-imitate ito. Masya-short-lived lang ang competitive advantage ng isang firm kapag naging freely available na ang resources nito sa market, wherein competitors can move quickly to acquire the resources and imitate the leading firm. Competitive advantage is more likely to spring from intangible rather than tangible resources. Tangible assets such as buildings or computer servers can be bought on the open market by any commerce who have the necessary cash. Next is the VRIO framework. Our tool for evaluating a firm's resources endowment is a framework that answers the question of what resource attributes underpin competitive advantage. This framework is implied in the resource-based model, identifying certain types of resources as key to superior firm performance. For a resource to be a basis of a competitive advantage, it must be first valuable. Valuable resource is one of the four key criteria in the VRIO framework. A resource is valuable if it helps a firm exploit an external opportunity or offset an external threat. The next criteria is rare. A resource is rare if only one or few firms possesses it. Pag kasi common ng resource, it will result to a perfect competition, kung saan walang firm ang makaka-maintain ng competitive advantage. Next criteria is costly to imitate. A resource is costly to imitate if firms that do not possess the resources are unable to develop or buy the resource at a reasonable price. If the resource in question is valuable, rare, and costly to imitate, then it is an internal strength and a core competency. If hindi magagawa ng competitors ang strategy na ito, then the firm can achieve. The last criteria is organized to capture value. To fully exploit the competitive potential of its resources, capabilities, and competencies, a firm must be organized to capture value. That is, it must have in place an effective organizational structure and coordinating systems. So, ang final criteria whether rare, valuable, or costly to imitate ang isang resource ay depende sa internal structure ng firm. Dapat organize ang organizational structure nito at nagko-coordinate ng system para ma-achieve ang sustainable competitive advantage. So, para sa conclusion ng aking report, the resource-based view relies on resources which is tangible or intangible that must be heterogeneous or immobile and have the VRIO attributes to become VRIO resources that will provide the firm with competitive advantage. And that's all. Next reporter.
Hello everyone, I am Rosie Iliana and my topic is the isolating mechanism how to sustain a competitive advantage. So although VRIO resources can lay the foundation of a sustainable competitive advantage, no competitive advantage can be sustained indefinitely. Some protection to successful firm by making it more difficult for competitors to imitate the resources, capabilities, or competencies that underlie its competitive advantage. So we have 5 parts of isolating mechanism. The first one is better expectations of future resource value. So sometimes firm can acquire resources at a low cost, which lays the foundation for a competitive advantage later when expectations about the future of the resources turn out to be more accurate. So if this developer can repeat such over time, she will have a sustainable competitive advantage. If she cannot, she was simply lucky. If the company is may makukuha ka ng mas mababang halaga ng isang produkto, mas may chance na maging maganda ang kalalabasan nito after a long time. Although luck can play a role in gaining an initial competitive advantage, it is not a basis for a sustainable competitive advantage. Next one is path dependence. Describes a process in which the options one faces in current situation are limited by decision made in the past. So, si path dependence daw is isang phenomenon na kung saan mahalaga sa kanya ang nakaraan. Dahil dito nila nakikita yung mga pagbabago noon sa ngayon, which is yung paglaban nila sa mga pagbabago is maaari nilang maging batayan sa mga implikasyon sa pera o dahil ang mga gumagawa ng patakaran ay gumagawa ng maingat o hindi alam ng mga desisyon. It is a situation in which the options one faces in the career situations are limited by decisions made in the past. The third one is causal ambiguity. Describes a situation in which the causes and effect of a phenomenon were not readily apparent. So, ito yung kawalan ng chance dahil sa kalidad ng pagiging bukas sa more than one interpretasyon ng relationship between the two phenomena. Tulad ng halimbawa, sa pagitan ng mga mapagkukunan ng magagamit ng isang company at ang competitive. A situation in which the cause and effect of a phenomenon are not readily apparent. The fourth one is the social complexity. Social complexity describes situation in which different social and business systems interact. So, a situation in which different social and business systems interact with one another. Ang pagiging komplikado ng lipunan is ang diskarte sa mga social phenomena na sumusubok na suriin ang isang sistema ng lipunan bilang isang komplikadong sistema. So, sa pagiging komplikado ng lipunan daw ay makikita bilang isang epekto sa pagsusuri ng lipunan sa malawakang teorya. And the last one is the intellectual property. Is a critical intangible resources that can also help sustain a competitive advance. So this one is a critical intangible resource that can provide a strong isolating mechanism and thus help to sustain a competitive advantage. IP is protected in law by, for example, patents, copyright, and trademarks, which enable people to earn recognition or financial benefit from one they invent or create.
Good afternoon, I am Marian Hoven, and I will be discussing about the dynamic capabilities perspective. From the word dynamic, which is, it means na pagbabago or merong nangyayaring progress. With the external environment factors, ito yung mga nakaka-apekto sa isang business, kagaya ng political, economic, social, cultural, legal, technological, and even the environmental or yung natural resources. Ayan. For example na lang nito is about the consumers. Para mabilis natin maintindihan, nag-iiba-iba yung consumer preferences or iba-iba yung gusto ng isang consumer. Meron ding sumasabay sa uso. Ito, nag-i-increase siya ng purchasing habit or tumataas yung sales ng isang business. So, good yun para sa kanila. Pag may mga bagong sweldo o kaya bonuses, lalo na ngayon, magpapasko na. Mataas yung rate na madaming mag-shopping. So, good yun sa isang business. Pag may mga naka-sale or discounted, isa yung good strategy na ginagawa ng business para ma-attract nila yung mga customer. Pero in the other side, meron naman tayong mga negative effect. Kunyari, pag nagmamahal yung bilihin, magkaroon ng inflation, may possibilities na kumunti yung percentage ng mag-shopping. So, uunahin nila yung mga basic needs, syempre. For example, then, magkakaroon ng bagyo or natural disaster. Ay, malaking factor din to na makaka-apekto kapag yung pinagkukuhanan nila ng raw materials is nasa lanta. Lalo na yung mga food industry businesses. Ayan, ang mayayari is yung tataas yung bilihin. So, maapektuhan din yung ating customer. May possibilities na bumaba ang sales ng isang business. Therefore, dapat kinukonsider ng isang business ang mga external environment kasi malaki din yung impact nito every time na may pagbabago. Kaya nga sinatawag na siyang dynamic. So, may nagbabago at nakakapekto ito sa isang business in good terms and in bad terms. Ayan, next slide po is firms that fail to adapt their core competencies to a changing external environment not only lose competitive advantage but also go out of business. So katulad dun sa image na nasa baba, ang tinutulak nung tatlong lalaki is box. Mahirap naman talagang itulak ang isang box lalo na kapag tuwid yung daan. Lalo na kapag iba-iba yung daan or lubak-lubak. Pero itong isa is round shape yung tinutulak niya. So mas mabilis. Kagaya na lang din sa picture, sa isang business, once na hindi gumagawa ng paraan ang isang business or hindi nagkakaroon ng strategies, mapapag-iwanan, kagaya ng mga square yung tinutulak. Ayan, sa mga gusto pong kailangan natin laging may strategies. So, hindi tayo laging stagnant. Ayan. Kagaya na nga lang po ng example natin, kung taglamig, kagaya ngayong Christmas, pwede natin ibenta yung ating jacket, mga kape-kape, ayan, pwede yan. Tsaka yung mga Christmas tree kasi patok yan ngayon. Isa pang example is si Apple. Kung mapapansin nyo, every year talaga nag-upgrade yung phone nila. Barong by colors, o kaya naman is madadagdagan ng specs yung mga camera, ganon. Madadagdagan siya na madadagdagan. Kahit isang color lang sa isang taon, yun nakakaakit na talaga yun. At isa yun sa pinaka-strategies talaga ng Apple. Every year yon mapapansin nyo talagang isang color lang madadagdag, konting-konti lang yung pagbabago ng cellphone nila sa dating nilang phone. Then, Sa McDo, ayan, isa din po itong example na may nagbabago or may ginagawa silang strategies. Kagaya na lang is lumaki talaga yung chicken nila, ay pinalaki nila, and yung mga basong nag-iiba yung kulay. So, good strategy nila yun para maakit yung mga tao na mas lalong kumain sa kanila, mas bumili sa kanila, then tataas yung sales nila. Kasi once na hindi talaga nag-a-adapt ang isang business, so nagiging steady lang sila. Kagaya ng example natin, tinda ka ng jacket ngayon, pag Pasko madami bumibili. Tapos, pag di ka nagbago ng tinitinda, hanggang mag-summer, so wala ka ng sales kasi wala naman nagja-jacket ng summer, di ba? So, kailangan tinataon mo din siya and gumagawa ka ng strategies na iba-iba. Therefore, dapat marunong mag-adapt ang isang business para mag-grow at hindi siya mawala sa market. So, hindi mawala sa market, hindi kayo malugi, at hindi kayo mapag-iwanan. And next natin is dynamic capabilities. Describe a firm's ability to create, deploy, modify, upgrade its resources over time for competitive advantage. Kagaya nga ng sinabi natin, in conclusion, kailangan marunong ang isang business na magkaroon ng pakialam sa mga nangyayari, yung external factors, ayan, sa paligid or sa ginagalawan nating mundo. Magkaroon lagi tayo ng room for improvement at lagi magplano at mag-take ng action sa mga strategies na ginawa natin. In short, firms must have strategic fit rather static fit. So, wag maging steady but rather magkaroon ng strategy palagi para sa goal is ma-achieve natin yung goal ng isang business. Yun lamang po and thank you po.
Hello, I'm Marie Chris Laksamana, and I'm going to report the value chain analysis. Value chain analysis is a strategic process that can increase profit margins and provide a competitive advantage for companies of all sizes. Within this analysis, businesses identify areas where the value of a specific production and sales activities can be increased. Kung ang isang business company ay may mas malaking opportunity for cost reduction or improve customer value, therefore, businesses can decrease production costs at the same time increase revenue. It is very important for a business company na magkaroon ng strong value chain strategy because isa ito sa magdadala sa kanya to become one of the leading company in that particular field. When you know exactly how much value each interaction and sale is providing and work to increase it, you have the power to build up and strengthen your supply and sales chains for maximum value and stand out from your competitors. And that's how value chain analysis works for every business. So we have here the two in the value chain analysis. The first one is the primary activities, which involve the creation and distribution of goods and services. So, ang una po dito ay yung supply chain management or yung inbound logistics. It refers to the arrival of the raw materials. Let's have for examples yung donut shops. Bumibili sila ng commodity products such as flour and sugar and transform them into delectable treats or sa isang ordinary at physical na donut. So, yung company or yung donut shop is nag-obtain sila ng mga organic ingredients from a local farmer's market, and that's the inbound logistics. Meaning, nag-avail sila or nag-obtain sila ng mga raw materials for the productions. Next is yung operations. Ito yung mga activities related to turning raw materials and components into a finished product. It refers to the actual production process. While the distribution or yung outbound logistics, it tracks the movement of a finished product to customers. Dito na yung distribution of the outputs, yung packaging, sorting, and yung mga ready-to-ship na ng mga goods para sa mga consumers. Next is yung marketing and sales. Attracting potential customers and convincing them to make purchases is the purpose of marketing and sales, including promotion, paggawa ng mga advertisements, and yung pricing strategy. Gaya nga ng sa donut shop halimbawa, ginamit nila yung malaking stand din ng donut sa harap or sa taas ng shop nila. So, napaka-attention grabbing nung giant donut. Doon, enough for people to notice it and try yung ino-offer nung mismong shop. And the last one is the after-sale services. These are the activities that take place after a sale has been finalized, including installation, training, quality assurance, repairs, and customer service. Yung business is nagpo-provide ng assistance to their customers. Minsan nagde-develop sila ng mga websites that helps customers understand their uniquely named products, their menu and offerings, and all the things that customers wants to know about that certain business are all includes in the after-sales services.
Hello, good day. I'm Ray and Eureka, and I'm going to discuss the value chain analysis in support activities.
So, in support activities, a value chain analysis can help businesses to identify opportunity to reduce cost or increase differentiation. Also, support activities are those that assist the primary activities in create a value. So, within this analysis daw po, some of the businesses is mabilis nilang ma-identify yung mga areas kung saan ba siya may specific product or sales na natataas or mas mai-increase pa natin lalo. Also, sa support activities are those that assist or tumutulong sa mga primary activities in create value sa nilalabas nga nila. And na ito yung mga under ng support activities. Yung first natin is yung research and development. First is, isa siyang process na nag-i-innovate or nag-i-introduce ng new product and service sa isang kumpanya. And dito, ginagawa natin yung mga pananaliksik, pagpaplano at pag-i-increase pa lalo ng mga product. And dito, pinapawalawak pa niya lalo yung mga bagong idea ng product kung saan magiging efficient ba siya or effective sa isang organization. Next po natin is information system. So, dito naman is more computer kasi it's a set of components of collecting, sorting, and process the data of providing information. And some of knowledge and digital product para mas mabilis natin makita yung mga information na nagaganap sa isang business and napoprovide dito yung mga various purpose ng isang paper sa isang information system. And yung third natin is yung human resources. So, tayo naman lahat is familiar dito sa human resources. Dito nakafocus yung mga ensuring na sinisigurado nila yung mga nagte-train or kinukuha nilang mga empleyado is nagpipit ba dun sa working place nila. And also, dapat mag-find sila ng mga employee life cycle. For example, dito is yung a firm can improve its value chain by investing hiring a skilled employer or negotiate sila sa lower price with suppliers nila. And yung pang-apat sa support activities is yung accounting and finance. So dito is silang dalawa is related sila sa field na nagdi-deal sa money and investment. Pag po sinabi nating accounting is nakafocus siya sa day-to-day flow of money in or out of the company institution. While sa finance po is siya yung border term na nagmamanage sa mga asset and liabilities para maging mas lalo pang dumami yung nag-investment or kumbaga future growth. And yung last po natin sa support activities is yung firm instruction. So dito naman is general terms para sa mga basic physical system ng isang business. Like yung mga management, planning, finance, accounting, and yung legal, and yung quality ng product and control niya yung nasasakupan niya ba. So it supports the entire value chain kasi dito, na-add natin yung mga value in creation or pag-deliver na isang product. Yun lang po sa value chain analysis.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Charis Alarcon, and I will be reporting about Exhibit 4.9, using SWOT analysis to generate insights from external and internal analysis. So dito, sinisynthesize natin or kinukombine yung insights galing sa internal analysis ng company's strength and weakness doon sa analysis of external opportunities and threats gamit ang SWOT analysis. So yung SWOT analysis ay ginagamit ng mga strategies para ma-evaluate yung current situation at saka yung future prospects ng isang company by simultaneously considering yung internal at saka external factors. So, ang focus lang dito ay yung internal and external factors na makaka-apekto sa company in a positive or negative way. So, ang goal naman ng company ay magkaroon ay to gain and sustain yung competitive advantage. So, kung makikita nyo itong Exhibit 4.9, yung horizontal, para malink yung internal factors, yung strength and weakness, doon sa external factors, yung opportunities and threats. Sunod, ginagamit nila yung SWOT matrix na nakikita nyo dyan sa Exhibit 4.9 para mag-develop ng mga strategic alternatives para sa company gamit itong four-step process. So, papaliwanag ko sila mamaya. So, ito muna yung mga four-step process. Number 1, focus on the strengths, opportunities, quadrant. Ito yung nasa top left para makapag-derive ng alternatives gamit yung internal strength in order to exploit o magamit itong external opportunities. Number 2, focus on the weaknesses, threats quadrant. Ito naman yung nasa bottom right para to derive alternatives by eliminating or minimizing an internal weakness in order to mitigate an external threat. Number 3, focus on the strength threats quadrant, top right, to use an internal strength to minimize the effect of an external threat. Number 4, focus on the weaknesses opportunities quadrant, ito yung nasa bottom left, to shore up an internal weakness to improve its ability to take advantage of an external opportunity.